Welcome, gents. People may hear your words, but they feel your energy. Sigma males don't just look at you, they read you. They're wired differently. While most people focus on what you say, a Sigma male picks up on everything you don't say. The way you react to silence, how your energy shifts when you speak, whether your confidence is real or just a mask. He notices it all instantly. That's because Sigma males are natural observers. They don't engage in small talk for fun or judge people based on appearances. They analyze, decode, and categorize people in real time. And if you think you can fool them with charm, fake confidence, or well-rehearsed words, think again. A Sigma male doesn't just hear you, he sees through you. But here's the real question. What do they see when they look at you? Are you truly authentic, or are you unknowingly exposing insecurities you don't even realize you have? Because the truth is, what a Sigma male notices about you says more about you than you might be ready to admit. If you're a Sigma male, this is your edge. You know the power of quiet strength, the importance of self-awareness, and the value of walking your own path. But even the sharpest minds have blind spots. So if you're ready for some raw, no-nonsense truth about what people, especially Sigma males, instantly pick up about you, this is the video you need to watch. Let's get into it. Number one, the gap between what you say and what you do. Sigma males don't just listen to words, they watch patterns. You could talk about loyalty, honesty, or ambition all day long, but the second your actions don't match, a Sigma will see right through you. And here's the kicker. You won't even know he's noticed. Most people assume they can control how others perceive them just by saying the right things. But words are cheap. A Sigma male doesn't buy into surface-level talk. He looks at the deeper, undeniable proof, your actions. If you claim to be real, but act differently when certain people are around, he registers it as performative behavior. If you say you hate drama but constantly insert yourself into gossip, he instantly classifies you as unaware or dishonest, maybe both. He doesn't need you to be perfect, but he expects you to be consistent, and this is where most people fail. They think they can present one image and live another reality, but with a Sigma male in the room, that illusion shatters fast. Here's the brutal truth. The moment he detects that gap, he disconnects from you emotionally. He may still talk to you, be polite, and even act like nothing's wrong. But deep down, you've lost credibility, and once that happens, there's no coming back. Sigma males don't waste time on people who lack integrity. So what's the takeaway? Be who you say you are. If you claim to value loyalty, live it. If you say you're ambitious, prove it. A Sigma male doesn't expect perfection, he expects truth. And if you can't align your words with your actions, don't be surprised when he mentally checks out of your presence, because in his world, talking about something doesn't make it real, doing it does. Number two, how you treat people you have no use for. You can fake charm, you can fake confidence, but the way you treat people who have nothing to offer you, that's the real you. A Sigma male doesn't care how polite you are to your boss or how friendly you act toward people who can advance your career. That's easy. What he watches silently, carefully, is how you interact with those society often overlooks. The waiter who brings your food, the janitor cleaning the floor, the cashier ringing up your groceries. Do you acknowledge them? Do you show basic respect? Or do you act like they're invisible? Here's what most people don't realize. How you treat people who have no power over you reveals everything about your character. If you're dismissive, rude, or entitled, a Sigma male instantly categorizes you as weak-minded, not powerful, not high status. Weak, because strength isn't about dominance. It's about control over yourself. And if you can't even manage basic decency toward a stranger, it tells him everything he needs to know about your emotional intelligence. People who are truly secure don't need to punch down. They don't feel the need to remind others of their place. Only the insecure seek power in petty ways, like snapping at a barista or ignoring the doorman. A Sigma male sees this, and the moment he does, you're done in his mind. But here's the flip side. If he sees you treating people with respect, not for show, not because you expect something in return, but because it's who you are, you earn his silent approval, not praise, not compliments, but something rarer, his genuine respect. So here's the real question. When no one important is watching, when there's nothing to gain, who are you really? Because a Sigma male is watching, and unlike most people, he never forgets what he sees. Number three, The look in your eyes. Your mouth can lie, your body language can be controlled, but your eyes, they tell the truth whether you want them to or not. Sigma males don't just look at people, they read them, and the first thing they check, your eyes. Why? Because eyes don't perform, they don't adjust to social scripts or try to impress, they just are. If you're truly confident, your eyes will hold steady, calm, unbothered, fully present. You won't be darting around the room looking for approval or checking how people react to what you're saying, you'll just be. But if you're insecure, if you're faking confidence, unsure of yourself, or secretly trying to hide something, a Sigma male will see it instantly. The slight hesitation before you answer, the quick glance away when a topic gets too real, the forced brightness when you're trying to act like everything's fine. Most people focus on what's being said, but a Sigma, he's focused on what's being revealed. And nothing reveals more than your eyes. This is why most people find Sigma males intimidating without even knowing why. It's not that they're trying to be intense, it's just that their presence is unshakably aware. They're not caught up in the social dance of fake smiles and empty words. They're watching, processing, and silently deciding who you really are. And here's the thing, once he's read you, you can't undo it. If your eyes show deceit, insecurity, or hidden motives, he won't call you out, he won't argue, he'll just know. And once a Sigma knows something about you, he doesn't forget. So ask yourself, when someone really looks into your eyes, what do they see? Because a Sigma male isn't just listening to your words, he's watching your truth. Number 4, your ability to keep secrets. A Sigma male doesn't trust easily, and if there's one thing that will permanently put you on his never again list, it's proving you can't keep your mouth shut. See, Sigmas operate in a world where trust isn't given, it's earned. They don't expect blind loyalty, but they do expect discretion. If they tell you something in confidence and later hear it from someone else, that's it. Game over. You'll never get another chance. But here's the thing. They don't test you with big secrets, they start small. They'll drop a minor detail, something insignificant, just to see what you do with it. If they hear it floating around later, you failed. And if you gossip about others, if you casually spill someone else's private business, that's even worse. Because in that moment, the Sigma isn't thinking about the person you're talking about. He's thinking about what you'd say if he wasn't around. He won't confront you, he won't warn you, he'll just stop trusting you. And once that door closes, it doesn't reopen. Sigma males don't just value loyalty, they rely on it. Their world is built on a small, unshakable circle of people they can trust. If you prove unreliable, you're not just excluded, you're forgotten. So if you want to stay in a Sigma's good graces, remember this. Loose lips don't just sink ships, they sink relationships. Want to know if a Sigma trusts you? Watch what he shares. If his conversations with you stay surface level, if he never reveals anything meaningful, you've already lost his trust. And once it's gone, it never comes back. Number 5, your ability to handle the harsh truth. Sigma males don't do comforting lies, they don't soften their words to protect feelings, and they don't pretend reality is prettier than it is. They tell the truth, plain and raw. The question is, can you handle it? Most people say they want honesty until it makes them uncomfortable, until it forces them to see something about themselves they'd rather ignore, until it challenges their beliefs, their choices, or their illusions. Sigma males? They notice how you react. Do you get defensive? Do you make excuses? Do you shut down and take it personally? If so, they instantly categorize you as mentally weak. Not because you're emotional, but because you're rejecting reality. Here's what most people don't realize. Truth isn't always nice, but it's necessary. A Sigma male respects those who can take an uncomfortable truth and use it to grow. If he tells you something straight and you reflect instead of react, you've earned his respect. If you ask deeper questions instead of running from the conversation, he sees you as mentally strong. But if you crumble at the first sign of criticism, if you'd rather be lied to than face something difficult, he checks out immediately, because to him, a person who can't handle truth is a person who can't handle life. Sigma males have no patience for those who live in denial, who get offended by facts, or who refuse to face reality. If you want to be in their space, you don't have to agree with them, but you do have to be able to handle the truth without falling apart. So ask yourself, do you want to grow, or do you want to be coddled? Because if it's the latter, a Sigma male won't argue with you. He'll just walk away. Number 6, if you can handle their presence. A Sigma male never asks, do you like me? Instead, he watches closely to see, can you handle me? See, Sigma males don't shrink, soften, or adjust themselves to make others comfortable. They don't sugarcoat their words, force fake smiles, or play along with social games. They show up as they are, raw, intense, and unapologetically real. And that alone is enough to make most people uneasy. They don't go out of their way to intimidate, but their energy, it's different. It's not loud or aggressive, it's solid. It's the quiet confidence of someone who doesn't seek approval, who isn't controlled by emotions, and who doesn't waste time on nonsense. And here's what they instantly notice. How do you react to that energy? Some people get nervous. They fidget, over-explain, or try to fill the silence with pointless chatter. Some get defensive, mistaking the Sigma's quiet nature for arrogance. Others try too hard to impress, thinking they need to prove their worth. A Sigma male notices all of it. And if you can't handle his presence, he'll withdraw. But the rare ones, the ones who remain calm, grounded, and unshaken, that's who he respects. If you don't flinch at his blunt honesty, if you're comfortable with his silence, and if you don't seek validation from him, you've passed a test you didn't even know you were taking. Sigma males have no interest in people who crumble under pressure, change themselves to fit in, or seek constant reassurance. They respect those who hold their own. So if you ever find yourself in a Sigma male's presence, ask yourself, are you intimidated or are you unshaken? Because trust me, he already knows the answer. And if you can't handle him, he won't make himself smaller, he'll just move on. Number 7, if you have a spine. Sigma males respect a lot of things: intelligence, authenticity, independence. But one thing they cannot respect: a spineless person. The moment a Sigma male sees you constantly agreeing just to avoid conflict, hesitating to express your real thoughts, or bending under the slightest pressure, he instantly categorizes you as weak. And weakness? That's something he avoids like the plague. Here's what most people don't get. You don't have to be aggressive to have a spine. You don't have to be loud, confrontational, or rebellious. But you do need to stand your ground. If you believe in something, own it. If you don't agree with something, say it. If someone tries to push you around, push back. If not physically, then mentally. Sigma males test people, sometimes without even trying. They'll observe how you handle small situations. If a friend makes a bad joke at your expense, do you laugh nervously or do you call it out? If you're in a group and everyone's nodding along to a dumb opinion, do you go along with it or do you challenge it? These little moments tell him everything about your inner strength. Because here's the truth: if you're too afraid to stand up for yourself in the small things, you'll fold in the big ones. And a Sigma male has no interest in people who can be easily controlled, manipulated, or swayed by pressure. It's not about being rude, it's about having conviction. If you have an opinion, own it. If you believe in something, defend it. And if someone challenges you, don't crumble, hold your ground. Because trust me, if a Sigma male sees you lack a spine, he won't even bother pushing you. He'll just walk away. Number 8, whether you're truly listening or just waiting to speak. Most people don't listen. They wait. Wait for their turn to talk. Wait to insert their opinion. Wait for a gap in the conversation so they can shift the focus back to themselves. Sigma males? They notice this instantly. And the moment they do, they mentally check out. See, a Sigma male values real conversation. If he's speaking, it's because he has something worth saying. He's not interested in surface-level chatter or meaningless back and forths. So when he's talking, he watches how you respond. Are you actually listening, or are you just nodding along while rehearsing what you'll say next? Your body language gives you away. If your eyes dart around, if you interrupt, if you respond with something completely unrelated, he knows you weren't really paying attention. And that tells him everything he needs to know. You're not someone worth investing mental energy in. Sigma males are selective communicators. They don't waste words and they don't repeat themselves. If they see you weren't really listening the first time, they won't bother saying it again. Instead, they'll withdraw, disengage, and redirect their focus elsewhere. No arguments, no explanations, just silence. But here's the thing. If you do listen, really listen, he notices that too, and he respects it. A genuine listener is rare. Someone who absorbs what's being said, thinks about it, and responds with insight instead of ego. That's the kind of person he values. So, if you ever find yourself in a conversation with a Sigma male, ask yourself, are you actually hearing what he's saying, Or are you just waiting for your turn? Because trust me, he already knows the answer. And if it's the wrong one, you won't get another conversation. Number 9, your level of mental clarity. Sigma males can spot mental fog a mile away. They don't just hear your words, they analyze the structure of your thoughts. Are you clear, direct and intentional? Or are you scattered, distracted and constantly second-guessing yourself? A Sigma male values clarity, not just in speech, but in mindset. If you ramble without a point, if you struggle to make decisions, or if your thoughts seem tangled in confusion, he notices immediately, and once he realizes you don't have control over your own mind, he loses interest. See, Sigma males operate on a different frequency. They think with precision. Every word, every action, every move is backed by purpose. So when they meet someone whose mind is full of contradictions, insecurities, or distractions, they instantly categorize that person as unreliable. A scattered mind leads to scattered actions, and to a Sigma, that's dangerous. Because if your thoughts are all over the place, your decisions will be too. You'll be unpredictable, emotionally reactive, and easily manipulated. That's the kind of energy he avoids. This is why Sigma males gravitate toward people who think clearly and act with intention. You don't have to be the smartest person in the room, you just have to own your mind. Speak with confidence, make decisions with purpose. If you don't know something, admit it. But don't drown in uncertainty and overthinking, it signals weakness. Ever notice how a Sigma male barely speaks, but when he does, every word carries weight? That's because he thinks before he speaks. He doesn't just throw out words to fill space, he ensures his thoughts are aligned before expressing them. Want to keep a Sigma's attention? Be mentally sharp. Clear the noise, eliminate the self-doubt, and own your thoughts, because if he senses you're lost in your own mind, he won't waste his energy trying to find you. Number 10, if you're a time waster. Sigma males have zero patience for pointless conversations. The moment they sense you're wasting their time, you're done. They won't argue, they won't correct you, they won't even explain, they'll simply disappear. Time is the one thing they can't get back, and they guard it like gold. So when they engage with someone, they expect substance. That doesn't mean every conversation has to be deep and philosophical, but it has to be real. A Sigma male notices when someone talks just to fill the silence. When someone rambles about meaningless drama, shallow gossip, or things that have no real impact, he mentally checks out. And if that's all you ever bring to the table, he won't be at that table for long. Here's the part that surprises people. He's not rude about it. He won't cut you off mid-sentence or tell you outright that you're draining his mental energy. He'll just slowly withdraw. He'll answer with shorter responses, take longer to reply, or simply disappear without explanation. No confrontation, no second chances, just gone. Sigma males value efficiency. If they ask a question, they expect a direct answer, not a 5-minute detour. If they're in a conversation, they're there for a purpose, not just to chat for the sake of chatting. And if they sense that someone is using their time carelessly, whether through empty small talk, constant interruptions, or never getting to the point, they cut the losses fast. Want to keep a Sigma male engaged? Have something worth saying. It doesn't have to be groundbreaking, it just has to be authentic. Be real, be concise, and most importantly, respect their time, because if you don't, you'll be talking to yourself before you even realize he's gone. Number 11, your relationship with power. Power doesn't change people, it reveals them. And a Sigma male, he's always watching, not just how you act when you have power, but how you behave when you don't. Do you suddenly become arrogant the moment you're in control? Do you treat people differently when you have an advantage? Or worse, do you shrink, become submissive, or lose your sense of self when you're not the one in charge? A Sigma male notices it all. Here's what most people don't realize. True power isn't about dominance. It's about control over yourself. If your confidence only exists when you have authority, that's not confidence, it's ego. If your kindness disappears the moment you gain the upper hand, that's not kindness, it was just convenience. Sigma males assess these shifts like a scientist studying a subject, and once they see that your personality bends to circumstances, they categorize you as weak. Because real strength, it doesn't change based on the situation. A truly powerful person is the same whether they're the boss or the janitor, whether they're in a position of authority or completely powerless. They don't let the external world define their character. Sigma males operate from internal power. They don't crave control over others, they crave mastery over themselves. So when they see someone whose behavior is dictated by status, fear, or a need for validation, they immediately know that person isn't in control of themselves. And here's the brutal truth. If you're ruled by external power, you're easily controlled. The moment the right person dangles authority, approval, or status in front of you, you'll fold. A Sigma male respects people who remain steady regardless of circumstances. So the real question is, are you consistent? Or do you change depending on where you stand in the power hierarchy? Because if you do, he sees it and he knows exactly what that means. Final words. What a Sigma male sees in you. If a Sigma male is in the room, know this. He's already read you. Not just your words, but your energy, your body language, the way you treat people, the little contradictions between what you say and what you do. You can't fool him. You can't fake confidence, intelligence, or loyalty. He sees what's real. And that's exactly why Sigma females stand out. Because you don't chase validation. You don't bend yourself to fit expectations. You don't put on a show, you just are. And in a world where most people are busy trying to impress, that's what makes you powerful. Sigma males respect women who think for themselves, who hold their ground, who don't play social games. They notice when a woman walks into a room fully in her own energy without needing attention or approval. That's rare, that's magnetic. So if you've ever wondered why people find you intimidating, why some men are drawn to you but can't handle you, it's because you don't fit the mold, and that's your greatest strength. But remember this, being truly seen is a double-edged sword. A Sigma male noticing you isn't about attraction, it's about recognition. He sees the depth, the independence, the untamed nature of who you are. But he also sees if you're pretending, if you're unsure of yourself, if you're still shackled by the need to please. So ask yourself, are you fully standing in who you are? If not, it's time, because when a Sigma male looks at you, what he notices most is whether you've fully stepped into your own power. Thank you for watching, gents, and God bless you.